Hello and welcome to Smaulgld's Shanghai Gold Exchange withdrawals update for the month of January 2017. Well, the Shanghai Gold Exchange withdrawals slumped again in January. Shanghai Gold Exchange withdrawals fell 18% in January to 184 tons from 225 tons in January 2016. The Shanghai Gold Exchange January withdrawals were down 6.1% from 196 tons withdrawn in December 2016. So month over month, Shanghai Gold Exchange withdrawals are down, and year over year from January, Shanghai Gold Exchange withdrawals are down. There's your Chinese silver pandas. Those sales, I do not know what's happening with them. I have not been able to find out. The Chinese silver panda or the Chinese gold panda coin sales mintage updates for the last couple of years. They are low mintage coins, and they do change that panda every year, the design. So it's an interesting coin. The last 2 years, they've made this coin in the grams as opposed to ounces denomination. So that makes them slightly smaller than if they were ounce coins, but they're still an attractive looking coin. You can buy those. I'll put a link below if you're interested. Not investment advice, but if you want to buy them, please do so through the Smaulgld site because I get a small commission. And you pay no more, no less than if you visited the sites directly. So if you're interested in a Chinese gold or silver product, check out these pandas. Now, the Shanghai Gold Exchange withdrawals are down. Now remember, they were elevated. Let's go down to the annual chart let's start there. So you can see 2015 was a record year, almost 2,600 tons of gold withdrawn, which is about the annual global gold mining production. Last year in 2016 it dipped a bit, but it's been elevated around 2,000 tons ever since 2013. It's grown significantly from 2008. But now we have to talk about global gold demand coming from China and India especially. I'll do the number 1 and 2, or number 2 and 1, or 1 and 2, however you want to look at it. Gold consuming nations. We've already talked about India, and its gold demand officially has gone down. A lot of people talk about, well, you don't know don't trust official numbers. You don't know what the black market is. Yeah, I don't know it, so I can't report on it. What I can report on is that the official numbers are, at least one would assume, consistent with each other, and they reflect some level of accuracy, whereas black market numbers, you really can't tell. And the other thing is, you don't know not only what they are, but the assumption is somehow, if you don't know what they are, then they must be going up. And that's just gold buggery. If you don't know what the numbers are, you have to assume that Indians, Chinese, whoever, are just clamoring and buying gold hand over fist. That's all they think about. If you don't know what the number is, make it up or just assume it's going up. Well, I don't do that. I can only look at the official numbers and see that people believe them when they go up. And when they don't go up, they say you can't believe official numbers. Sorry for the aside. In any event, the Shanghai Gold Exchange numbers are fairly reliable, I would imagine. They report them monthly, and you can see they've gone up over the last few years. Here's a monthly chart, but they've kind of slid the last year and a half, and that, I believe, is a function of the price. I believe that physical gold demand from India and China doesn't have the impact on the gold price. Rather, it reacts to the gold price. So Indians and Chinese buy more gold when the price is lower, And when the price is higher, they buy less. Now, China is even more complicated than India because you can't go by what the People's Bank of China adds to its balance sheet as a proxy for Chinese gold demand. We've already seen that the People's Bank of China has less than 2,000 tons of gold that it's reported. It doesn't mean that they're not reporting correctly. It just means that there's a lot of other gold in China that doesn't end up on the People's Bank of China's balance sheet. We've talked about the gold mining production, thousands of tons over the past few years, doesn't make it onto the People's Bank of China's balance sheet. The thousands of tons that get imported officially and recorded through Hong Kong, the supposed thousands of tons that get imported through Shanghai that are not reported. So it's hard really to tell, and you kind of could get a good proxy for gold demand from the Shanghai Gold Exchange numbers, but in some ways you don't. I'll show you why. Let's go down to, here we go, the Chinese gold imports from Hong Kong versus Shanghai Gold Exchange withdrawals. This is from Nick Laird at Gold Charts R Us, and he's calculated the percentage of the Hong Kong imports as a percentage of Shanghai Gold Exchange withdrawals. So now when the percentage was 26.2% in January, that means that, well, then there was another large chunk of gold that went into Hong Kong that didn't service Shanghai Gold Exchange demand. So maybe the Hong Kong gold imports are a better proxy for gold demand in China. But then again, look at them, and they're down from 2012 and 13, and part of the reason is they also import gold through Shanghai. So maybe, and that's the number we don't know, maybe they're putting more gold through Shanghai. I would tend to believe that if the unofficial numbers that we don't know about are higher, I would believe that more for China than I would for India. Why? Because India officially is clamping down on gold and gold imports. They think it does. It messes up their balance of trade when they import lots of dollars worth of gold or rupees worth of gold and they don't export as much stuff. Now, Indians may love gold and may want to get it, but going through the black market and smuggling is more difficult. Whereas in China, it's not as difficult. It looks like they have two ports of entry to bring gold into. They also have the #1 gold mining production. So if the numbers we're seeing out of China are lower, one could make an argument, well, we don't know what Shanghai Gold Exchange, what comes in through Shanghai, the port of Shanghai in terms of gold imports are. We don't even have really good numbers on their mining, but we know they're pretty high, about 450, 500 tons a year. So the Chinese numbers may represent a lower number, and if you put the whole piece together, there may be increased gold demand in China, although what they're officially reporting is a decrease. Just to take a look back now at some historical data for the Shanghai Gold Exchange. So in January, the withdrawals were lower than any other January since 2013. So they were down a bit from last year, down a lot from the record 2015 year, but you can see substantially up from 2008, 9, 10, and 11, and 12. And I think that's about it for the charts. There's your annual chart. Yep, that about does it. We'll talk to you probably in a day or so. Thanks for listening.